Hello, beautiful people. Let's discuss book stuff. And so we are having a part 2 moment right now happening. I did not expect a part 2 to be happening as regards to the Onyx Storm release. And so that's what this video is about. But make sure that you check out my previous video, because that will help you understand how did we get here? How do we end up here today? Okay, so we're going to talk about Onyx Storm release day, everything that happened with that release day, specifically at Target, because as you guys know, there was a Target exclusive collector's edition. And so we have so many things to talk about regarding that and how Target handled this rollout altogether. And I even have some additional insight directly from the publishers that we did not know before. So maybe that could clear up some misinformation that we might have gotten previously. And we're going to dive deeper into what the actual Target exclusive collector's edition actually looked like. So don't fear. I have my notes here and we're going to deep dive into that. I don't want to make this a part 3. So we need to stay focused. We need to get into it. Okay. So if you did not watch the first video, please watch that, because that would really help you understand even more so of what's going on here. I am wearing my Fourth Wing apparel, Violent Little Thing. Love it. I have Andarna and Tarn right here. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I love this series. But first, let's be abundantly clear on the editions that we're going to be talking about today. So of course you have the Onyx Storm, the standard edition, that still has the most highly anticipated story that everyone has been waiting on, can't wait to read. So we have that, the standard edition. It has a story, but no sprayed edges, nothing additional with it, no extra bonuses or anything like that. So that's the standard edition. Next, we have the deluxe limited edition. This edition has different sprayed edges, and that's pretty much it. So same story all across all of these editions, but this one has the different sprayed edges that even the Target exclusive does not. And this one was one that you were able to pre-order. You could actually pre-order as far back as last March, actually. And so a lot of people did do that. You could pre-order or order or pick up through your local independent bookstores, Barnes & Noble, things of that nature. So many people, was offering the deluxe limited edition for you to order and get your hands on. Now, the main one that we're going to be talking about today, which we will talk about those other editions, but the main focal point is the Target exclusive collector's edition. This one is where you get different sprayed edges, you get a colored map, you get a satin bookmark that's attached, and you also get, I believe, 5 illustrated full page color art. This one you could not pre-order. You actually had to order it the morning that it dropped, or you can go in store and get it. So again, this is the Target exclusive collector's edition. I might just say Target exclusive edition. And we're going to talk about from beginning of release day to the end and what the publishers got to say about it and all of that. I kind of think, though, if you didn't get the Target exclusive edition, don't buy it from a reseller and don't feel bad about it. I'll explain why later. Okay, first off, this dropped January 21st on release day. People were able to order this at 12 a.m. Pacific, 2 a.m. Central, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Times. Now, when you cannot pre-order, when you find out earlier in January, like I talked about in the last video, you weren't able to pre-order this and you did not find out about this until the month of the release, you're kind of increasing FOMO. And now you're realizing this actually has a lot more bonus content than the deluxe limited edition was ever presented with. I even said in my last video, I wish the deluxe limited edition came with something a little extra, even just a color map, I would have been pretty happy with. But regardless of that point, it seems like they're pulling out the bells and whistles with the Target exclusive edition. That being said, January 21st came. People were on the app, and I'm telling you, people had issues. There were so many glitches, so many errors being thrown. It even crashed down at one point, to the point where those who did get to put their pre-orders in, a lot of people were stating how it took them 40 minutes, even as long as an hour and a half to even complete the checkout process on the Target app or the Target website. Some people, they had it in their cart, the Target app threw an error or a glitch. The next thing they know, the exclusive edition is not in their cart anymore. And in fact, now it's sold out. And I think after so many mishaps, or after a while, I think, and maybe after certain quantities have been put through, Target's like, that's it. We have limited quantity. So if you want any of the editions, you're gonna have to just come pick it up in the store. Like they just shut it down. So some people were able to pre-order, some people were not. Some people's pre-orders that did go through were eventually canceled hours later. I would not be happy about that. No. So if you were one of these people who maybe went to the midnight release party, you probably figured, okay, I'm just going to stay up and I'm going to try to get my hands on this exclusive edition or another edition on the Target app on release day. Then with all the app crashes and all the difficulties with the apps, it just really grew people's frustration with the ordering process and just even the rollout that Target did. Because people who experience the app crashes, a lot of people air their grievances and share their complaints directly on the Onyx Storm product page. So I think around 6 a.m. is when I woke up on release day, somewhere around there, or even like a little bit later. I'm like, why does this book have just came out? Why does it already have so low stars? Because people were airing their grievances on the product page, so they could be heard about just how Target handled the on-app, on-website purchasing of this matter. However, when you do that, it looks negatively on the book itself. I kind of just prefer writing and reading book reviews on like Storygraph and places like that. I think it's kind of hard to not also mention your experience with the actual retailer on the retailer site. So anyways, just wanted to point that out there. So yeah, so people were bombing the reviews on Target's website. It really had nothing to do with the book, more so of how Target handled on app and online purchasing of this rollout. So if you didn't get it on the app, if you didn't get on the website, that meant you also probably say either I'm going to stay up or I'm going to set an alarm and I'm going to head to the stores. I actually went to the stores early on Tuesday, and to be honest, you probably had to get there an hour and a half to even possibly have a chance at getting the Target exclusive edition. You had to be there pretty early. I saw people come all sorts of times. I think I got there like 30 minutes before, and I was about middle of the line. But yeah, like no, you had to get there super early. And mind you, in Oklahoma at least, it was 5 degrees. I don't know what with the wind chill and what it really felt like. I know it was really cold as shit, but it was already 5 degrees. Not counting it's slower other places, there's snow. So you couldn't wait in your car. You had to legit wait outside in front of the door. And not every Target retailer handled this rollout the same in person. So needless to say, that's how the app side of things went on. Like it was just not great. There wasn't a queue for you to to go through. There wasn't any kind of rhyme or reason. I think they underestimated the book community who really enjoy this series, and I think it overwhelmed their servers, and so that's what the problem was there. Also, with pre-orders, I don't think it was really ever clear. I think every Target is something different, which again, when you have as big of an anticipated release as this, why is there not a standardized protocol all across the board? In fact, my Target did pretty well on how they handled everything. So I kind of think all the other Targets should have followed suit, but whatever. But we didn't know if like your pre-order went through. Does that mean that they will pull your order before the stores open? Because you already know people are going to go to the stores to buy this book. Like you already know that. Like that's already well aware. So I don't know if some people experience this. I think I've seen this online where some people's orders did get canceled hours later. And I think maybe that probably contributed to it. I don't know if they just oversold online or they accidentally let their order get picked up in person by someone else to where now like, oh, sorry, we don't even have that book to fulfill your order kind of thing. You know what I mean? So anyways, that was the app fiasco. Okay. Let's talk about in store a little bit more. I'm going to share with you guys my personal experience at my store. I think it was a very seamless experience. I think they were very organized and I really appreciated it. In fact, if you pre-ordered through the app, they pulled your order before they even opened the doors for us. So there was no confusion. Like they already set those amounts aside and everything. So let's get into the in-store experience. I'm glad that I have this copy. It was like $25 or something. Yeah. Oh shoot. It was $25 with this 30% off. And
25. And I canceled my Amazon because today is Tuesday, the release date. It's actually supposed to be here tomorrow, and it hasn't shipped yet, which I thought was kind of weird. But I realized I used part of my gift card balance to order that, so I hope that the agent did say it should be returned to me. They're like, we're sorry, why do you want to return it? I no longer need it. Because I went to Target and I got the same version. Yeah. So this is what it looks like. This is like what the map looks like. I was hoping to have the Target version to show you guys, but that's okay. We'll go into Target and we'll look at it together whenever they restock. But yeah, like, I wish I had a team, because I would have been like, I wish I had a team, and I wish I would have got there like at least an hour before. At least. Because I wasn't too far off from getting a Target exclusive copy. But I will say, I liked how my Target ran things in person. In person, at least, everyone was in a single file line. They already told you like limit 2 per person. They had like a shipment in. My store got 77 copies. Not all 70. That's like a mix of standard, deluxe, limited edition, and the Target exclusive collector's edition. 77. But it seems like they already started pulling pre-orders before they even let us in the door. And we were like in a single file line. We stayed in order, and then they opened up one register for us. So when you got to, near the register, they started passing out copies. So you knew before you got to the register if you were going to get the copy that you wanted. So you didn't have to wait and then get to the register and like, oh, sorry, we don't have that. So it was like maybe 5, I don't know, a couple people in front of me was able to get it. I think it's hard to tell, but then they passed out like the deluxe limited edition, and it was like two books in front of me, a couple of others behind me, and then before you know it, they were out of the deluxe limited edition.
Okay, so yeah, like the experience was great. We were in line, we stayed in order. We didn't have to even go to the back where the books were. We didn't have to fight for the books. We didn't have to like grab what we could or snatch out of people's hands. I've heard of that. I did see reports of like not even every Target store had the Target special, Target exclusive edition, which is kind of weird. Like, shouldn't every Target store have the Target exclusive edition? I don't know. I didn't see too many reports of that, but I did see that come up a couple of times. There obviously was limited quantity. I think someone said that as far as the Target exclusive edition, they've heard like maybe 10 copies were made available. So, because it did not take long for like the exclusive editions to run out. And then it also didn't even take long for the deluxe limited editions to run out. Like, I think only a few of us got them. Like, you know what I mean? And we were even limited to, you can only buy 2 books, like limited amount of 2, which I appreciate, because if you have an exclusive and what turns out to be limited, we'll get to there in a minute. If you have an exclusive and limited item and you don't have a max quantity purchase limit on there, you are a reseller's dream. You are a reseller's dream. And that's exactly what happened, because within hours of Target store opening, the Target exclusive edition was already on sites like Mercari and eBay. Like, I seen prices anywhere from like $100, $150 to even up to $700 initially. I think some of them came down the price, but I think someone on eBay is still selling this Target exclusive edition for like $350. It's nuts. And depending on the Target store, not every Target store got every quantity. Like my store, for instance, it got 77 copies. That's not saying how many are the standard edition, the deluxe limited edition, or the Target exclusive edition. Of course, they had a lot more standards, and they even had a few more deluxe limited. But the Target exclusive edition was very hard to come by. Like, there was not a lot, I believe, at any store. And then you also have to account for pre-orders. So even if you didn't get to go through with the pre-orders, one person, their pre-order went through, someone else in line was like, I tried to pre-order and I just could not be successful. So it was very limited on release day. It was crazy. It depended on what store you went to, where you're located, will decipher what type of experience you had in store. Were you able to snag it or not? Again, we were very organized. We lined up. They followed that line to the front of the store. They had a dedicated register. All the books was at that register. They started passing the ones you wanted out in line. So you knew before you even got to the register if they had the edition that you wanted. So once they were pretty done with the Target exclusive edition, some people left the line because that's what they were there for. And then shortly after, they ran out pretty quickly of the deluxe limited edition and only has standards. It was so funny, and I'll make this note here. The next day, I checked the Target app, and I don't know if they had more stock, but it said, instead of saying sold out, it said limited quantity. Child. Anyways, so between that and the resellers, it was just a big mess, and not every Target was having the same kind of protocol, which increased frustrations. Now, I was kind of confused with the reseller part because at this point, I just thought that, and maybe I need some education. Please be nice to me and educate me down below. I just thought that exclusive did not necessarily mean limited in the same way. I thought exclusive means you can get this, but only here. Not that, yeah, you can only get it here and there's only going to be so many. I didn't think of that. In my last video, the second video that I shared from TikTok, the one was talking about, you don't have to worry, you're going to get the Target exclusive edition just fine, blah, blah, blah.
Thinking that you're not going to be able to get it. You're going to be able to get it without any problem.
That is not the case. And I think I got a comment that some of you have mentioned that. That is not the case. To me, it kind of made sense with like, I just thought exclusive just meant at the store, not like this is also limited. So exclusivity is inherently limited. Is that always the case? Am I late to the party? Please be nice to me. So anyways, yeah, that's what made me confused with the resales. I'm like, why are you reselling for so high if Target's going to restock this? Well, child, let me tell you. First development. I was on Threads. Please follow me on Instagram and Threads. Okay, I love it over there and all that jazz. But I was on Threads and someone who actually worked with the publisher chimed in. I think it's called Brittany Likes Bookies. Thank you, Brittany, for sharing this information. She was saying how there's not going to be a restock of this edition. There's not. They may replenish the stock once, but once they're sold out, this edition will be gone. So what does that mean? To my understanding, based reading on the thread, it's like, okay, I'm just going to throw examples out there. Target and the publishers make this deal. Like maybe Target's like, yeah, I'll take 1 million of them. We're going to sell 1 million of these things. But when they release it, they only say, okay, 10 copies per store. Okay. And then they could say, we'll restock February 1st, February 2nd. Those are the 2 dates that I keep hearing around. I don't know how true that is, but I heard whatever stock they already have, that they might replenish that stock early February. Okay. It's really up to Target to decide how they want to release their stock. Like they could have just said, okay, like we're going to have all of our stock, all of our available stock available this first go around. So once they're gone, this first time they're gone, we're not even going to replenish the shelves. We're not going to do that. Or they could have some in the reserve and say, okay, we have this many printed. We're going to release this amount for however long until they're all gone. And that is different from, like reprinting. They're not going to reprint any of these. Whatever is available, it seems to be printed. And that's it. But it's up to them on how they want to release what's already printed. So that's a little different than what I initially thought, to be honest with you. I really just thought, okay, like, I don't know how long they were supposed to keep this Target exclusive condition available, but I just did not think it was going to. And I don't know how much they ordered to have. And I don't know, you know what I mean? There's so many variables and numbers that I don't know. But yeah, so let's talk about, let me pull up this information here because that's the first thing that kind of shocked me. I'm just like, excuse me, you mean to tell me this is more limited than anyone thought? Okay, so they actually posted this. Entangled Publishing actually posted some questions regarding this on their FAQ page on their website. So one of the questions was, Is it true that some stores have special limited deluxe edition that isn't available anywhere else? The rumors are true. Target will be carrying a very limited edition of Onyx Storm that will have slightly different artwork and some other special bells and whistles. I guess what I'm not understanding is why can't it just also say like it's a limited edition in the description? That's why I'm asking, like, so if something says exclusive, I should just also think that it's also limited, right? Because it says it's limited on here. Like, why couldn't they just call it like a Target exclusive limited edition? Why did it have to be like Target exclusive collector's edition? You know, I don't know. I just don't think exclusive meant limited, because I have some collector's editions of books that you can still get. I have Walmart exclusives of books that you can still get. But again, I still don't know how much they ordered, how much is left in stock. Like, is it truly limited? And I just, you know what I mean? Like, why did they not just call this the Target exclusive limited edition? I think that would have been a lot more clearer, a lot more obvious. And then we wouldn't have misinformation with people thinking, oh, you have time. We may or may not have time. I don't know. Okay. But it is limited to a degree, not only where you can get it, but it's limited in the amount that's available. It's limited both ways. It goes on to say, if you want to get your hands on this extra exclusive edition, visit your local Target store on release day. A limited quantity will also be available to purchase online on release day. You can find the edition here. Please note that this edition will not be available for pre-order. So it's more limited than we thought. It truly, truly is. And that whatever. I'm going to talk about this next thing, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts, okay? Because this was also the other thing. You know, the Target exclusive collector's edition, it has the art, the illustrations in there, right? And I think that's probably one of the that is one of the reasons why a lot of people want to get their hands on this, because that is something cool. Like, it's not too often that books have like illustrations like that, full color art, or even overlays. Like, that's a little extra. Like, I haven't came across a lot, at least I haven't. And that's like really, really special. When I saw the one art that they showed on the Target website, I wasn't completely impressed. Like, I thought it was just going to be like, I was hoping it was going to be like badass art, maybe like overlay, and it's like specific scenes that happens in Onyx Storm. The art that I did see, like, it's beautiful, but I was just hoping for something different when it came to this edition. If you dig a little hard enough, you will soon find out that these are pretty much from an artist, not AI, from my understanding, it's from an artist, but they're stock images. Someone on Threads was kind of curious. It's like, hey, can you show me the artwork? And so they shared that artwork. But then I was also on Reddit. Reddit is actually where I found all the information at. They actually had a video sharing, or I took a video rather, sharing of, this is actually stock images. Okay, let's just recap, shall we? You announce, Target, publishers, whatever they got going on, blah, blah, blah. You announce, not Rebecca, I'm really aiming this toward Target and the publishers. And this, you know what I'm saying? You announce this exclusive limited edition the month of the release. You do not accept pre-orders. This comes at least 10 months after people had already pre-ordered a deluxe limited edition. For some reason, I don't know how many copies of those are printed, but you can almost get them anywhere. And if you can't find them at your Target, check your Barnes. If you can't get at Barnes, check your local bookstore. You can still get the deluxe limited edition today. Okay, just try your luck. Okay, at least around in my area, you can still get it. So not only that, you don't allow pre-orders. You can only get this the day of release. You have a limited quantity of said exclusive, apparently limited edition available. You have mishaps and crashes and glitches and errors and mishaps with the online ordering. It is cold. You got people standing out there at least an hour and a half for this edition if they're lucky. Then some stores don't even have the same protocols. So people grab multiples of these bad boys, and now it's on Mercari and eBay. Then, not only is more limited than I think most of us thought, maybe some had like, no, this is definitely limited for sure. Not only that, but you have stock images by a human, but stock images in the book. Please tell me why this pisses me off. It just really ticks me off. It just really does, because you created FOMO. This is even more, I think this even more proves other people saying like, this is a cash grab, this is a cash grab, because it is. It truly is. These stock images piss me off though. Okay, how Target handled the rollout is one thing, and it is irritating, and I'm just glad that I have the book, okay, because who we're kidding, I'm going to be reading on my ebook anyway. But stock images, it like kind of cheapens, it just cheapens the deal. Like, you know, it couldn't, I'm sure there are artists out there that would love to create art for this highly anticipated and loved series and make it more personable to the book, like actual scenes, have actual Violet, have actual Xaden, have actual people, have their actual dragons, actual scenes in the book represented. That would have been beautiful. But we get stock images. Child. Anyways, did you end up getting the Target exclusive edition? Do you love it? I hope you do. If you did not, I don't think you should feel bad about it. I'm just happy I got something. But let me know your experience. How was your experience on release day? Did you have a good experience like me, where it went okay, even though I didn't get the exclusive edition? Or was it chaos? Was it mayhem? I mean, for me, it was like the most calm Black Friday-esque situation I've ever been in, but I know that's not everywhere. And yeah, just let me know your thoughts about this. How do you feel about this? Does this impact how you view future releases of books going forward? I think I'm definitely one of those people who's probably like, I'll just wait till the hype dies down a little bit more. Even with pre-orders, I'm like, I'll just go the day of, and what I get, I get. I think that's kind of my attitude now for most books. But yes, please let me know your thoughts down below, and if you like this video, and if you watch all the way to the end, please make sure that you like, comment, and please subscribe. Come on, join the crew, and until next time, peace.